The old warehouse was packed, people standing shoulder to shoulder, their breath misting in the cold, stale air. Everyone had come for the same reason, the Black Auction. It was an invitation-only event, the kind whispered about in circles where rarity and taboo blurred into one another. The air buzzed with a mix of greed and nervous energy. Lot number 17 was rolled out beneath a single flickering overhead lamp. It was a coffin. Not an ancient sarcophagus or an ornate ceremonial box. It was fresh. The wood was clean. The brass handle still gleamed. A shiver that had nothing to do with the cold ran through the room. The auctioneer, a thin man with a voice like rust scraping against steel, tapped his gavel lightly. Inside, he rasped, his eyes glinting in the dim light, lies an item of immense historical interest. Bidding starts at 50,000. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Money was no object here, but the presentation was unsettling. Before a single paddle could be raised, something thumped from inside the coffin. A dull, heavy sound that cut through the chatter. The room froze. Every eye was locked on the simple wooden box. Another thump, harder this time. A scraping sound followed, like fingernails dragging desperately along the inside of the lid. A woman in the front row, draped in diamonds, whispered to her companion, "Is this part of the show?" Her voice trembled. The auctioneer's smile twitched, a barely perceptible crack in his composure. "Remain calm," he said, his voice straining to sound authoritative. "The item is secured." It wasn't. With a splintering crack that echoed like a gunshot, the lid split open. A hand gray rotted, but impossibly fast shot upward. It clamped around the throat of the nearest bidder, a portly man in a tailored suit. Screams erupted. Chaos took over as people stumbled over chairs, climbing over one another in a frantic stampede to escape the unfolding nightmare. Then the lights went out, plunging the warehouse into absolute darkness. In the pitch black, you could hear the clatter of bidding paddles hitting the concrete floor, the wet, dragging sound of something being pulled across the ground, a gurgled final breath, and then a laugh, a dry, chilling laugh that could have come from the auctioneer, or from something else entirely. When the emergency lights flickered back on a moment later, casting long, distorted shadows, the coffin was empty, and the heavy warehouse doors had slammed shut, the sound of the locks clicking into place echoing through the sudden, terrifying silence. They were all trapped inside,